So Trace was a 2-year kindergarten student. He was included in kindergarten. In first grade, whenever he went in there, they told us that he needed to be pulled out some, and we knew that. He needed more one-on-one, and that's fine. And I don't feel like I fought for him enough, because I didn't know that there's so many things available now that I wasn't aware of. And I feel like I let him down that way. But going through elementary, Trace had some behavior issues. So what the teachers did was they took him on walks. So we have a lot of leaf collages and things like that. So it was easy to take him out. They didn't push him. He could have done a lot more. But I was okay with that because I didn't want him to disturb the other kids' learning. So, okay, and I'll work with him at home. And so that was sort of his elementary. He did learn some things, but a lot of it was one-on-one with someone, and he took a lot of walks. And that's not the way it's supposed to be. So, middle school, he was included for PE and lunch. High school, still the same. He was in a separate setting the whole day. He did eat lunch with everyone, but it was hard. It was hard for him. 10th grade, there was a period of time he didn't want to go to school. We realized that it was bad when I went to get him one day. It was at lunch, and he was hiding. He hadn't been eating lunch for like 2 or 3 weeks. He was hiding during lunch because he didn't have anyone to sit with. So that's the point that we went to the principal, and we said that it was the end of the 10th grade year. We said, can he be a senior next year? Because he really loved cross country, and that was part of the team, which I love that sport because everybody gets to play. Everybody was part of the team, and he was actually the 5th runner on the Robbinsville team that year. So he didn't want to be done, but he wanted to run cross country. So the principal agreed, since he did do the kindergarten twice, that he had been to school enough years that he went ahead and graduated early. He didn't really like the school day. Because nobody really accepted him. He wasn't really part of a group. There were a few kids that were really good to him. But for the most part, he didn't like to go. He liked practice because that whole crew was good to him. October of his senior year, Becky had been talking with my mother-in-law about the UP program, and we had no clue anything was out there. Trace had been wanting to, he'd always said he wanted to be a doctor, and he's on a 1st grade reading level, so we knew that was never really going to happen. So you're just like, okay, we'll see. And so never thought college was a possibility. So and we came to the open house his senior year, and he was so excited that he could go to college. And so he did everything that he could so he could make it into the program. We came to the camp that first year, and he got in. Last year, he called me and said, Mom, I want to run for homecoming. I'm like, I called Kelly, and I was like, I really don't want him to be disappointed. And that's what I've done a lot, is I've not let him try a bunch of things because I didn't want him to be disappointed. I didn't want him to be rejected. I wanted to protect him. She said, let him try it. And so, to find out that he'd taken his iPad to everybody and said, have you voted for King yet? And he said, no. I was like, we'll vote. He made the homecoming king. And he was really disappointed last month when he had to give that away a couple weeks ago. He's like, I'm not king anymore. But we tried to use outside sources for him when he was younger. We did the soccer, we did the baseball, he did karate, just all the things to make him feel part of the team. Just school was hard for him. And I feel like, 'cause I was even a teacher at high school, that I didn't advocate for him more. But I had no clue all this stuff was out there that there is now. He could have learned. There was one teacher in high school that really, she pulled him up a whole year's reading level in like 6 months. So he could have done it. But that's a little bit of a different story. I should have advocated, and like, our county didn't know that was available. You just put them in the separate setting and you teach them, and then that's it. So that's not the way it should be. And I realize that a lot better now with my job, and that's what we push for. So